What if everything we think we know about ancient Africa is missing its most important chapter? What if the Sahara Desert, one of the harshest places on Earth, hides a city so old, so advanced, and so deliberately erased that its discovery would shatter the foundations of global history? This is the story of the forbidden city buried beneath the dunes. A civilization that vanished not slowly, not gradually, but almost overnight. And, if the clues are correct, someone or something wanted it to disappear. The Sahara was not always a desert. Thousands of years ago, it was a green world of lakes, forests, and rivers. A perfect place for civilizations to thrive. But among the relics and ruins scattered across the ancient landscape, one anomaly has haunted explorers for centuries. Rumors of a massive stone metropolis swallowed whole by the shifting sands, marked only by cryptic warnings on medieval maps and whispered legends among desert tribes. These stories always carry the same pattern: a city of immense wealth, strange architecture, and a sudden, catastrophic end. Early Western explorers dismissed these accounts as myths, simple folklore from the desert. But then, modern technology changed everything. Satellite scans, multispectral imaging, and ground-penetrating radar started revealing geometric patterns beneath the dunes. And these patterns were not random. They weren't natural. We're talking about perfect lines, parallel edges, rectangular blocks the size of modern city districts. These features are far too regular to be geological. Something unnatural lies beneath the Sahara, something large enough to be a lost city. The big question is, whose? Back in the 1800s, a Tuareg elder told a French officer about a city called Akbadar, which means the Forbidden Gate. He claimed its walls were made of a smooth, red stone unlike anything carved in North Africa. Its towers rose like carved cliffs, and its central plaza contained a massive stone disc etched with symbols no living person could read. When the French officer pressed for more details, the elder simply said, "We do not go there." The sand remembers. The officer recorded the story, then dismissed it as folklore. But here's the chilling part. The coordinates he noted down roughly match a region that was later flagged by those satellite anomalies. The first modern attempt to investigate came in 1968. A small team led by geologist Marcus Hall ventured deep into the desert after noticing these unnatural patterns on aerial photographs. Hall never returned. The only clue came from a journal found buried in the sand decades later, containing a final, haunting message. The ground hums at night. Experts still argue about whether that note was genuine or an elaborate hoax, but the fear in the handwriting seems terrifyingly real. More expeditions followed over the years, and they all encountered similar, bizarre problems. Sudden, violent sandstorms that formed out of nowhere. Perfectly functioning equipment that would suddenly malfunction. Compass readings spinning wildly, and a strange electromagnetic interference that was measured by several different teams. Some researchers believe the city, if it exists, might contain metals or structures that interact with the Earth's magnetic fields. Others think it's just the desert's unpredictable nature. But the fact remains, every single attempt to reach the suspected site has ended abruptly. So what do the legends say? One of the oldest oral traditions speaks of a civilization older than Egypt, older than Sumer, ruled by a council of astronomer priests. They tracked the skies with a precision that was unmatched until the modern era. They studied star alignments, predicted floods, and built temples designed to mirror constellations. According to these stories, their knowledge grew so advanced that neighboring tribes feared them. Some legends even claim they possessed a mysterious energy source fire beneath that powered their ritual and their construction. Is that a poetic exaggeration? Maybe, or could it be a metaphor for a lost technology we can no longer identify? But the strangest part of all the stories is the ending. The civilization didn't die out. It didn't fall to war or plague. Intentional. One says the priests sealed the city from within after the sky cracked open. Another claims enemies cursed the land, summoning storms that rained sand for 40 days and 40 nights. A third version, one told in hushed tones by desert nomads, suggests the city was punished for unlocking forbidden knowledge, and the earth itself rose up against them. Of course, myths bend and change over time. But when you strip away the exaggeration, one consistent thread remains. This city vanished suddenly, and its disappearance was unnatural. Then, in 2003, a new clue emerged. A rare, desert, storm uncovered part of a massive sandstone block. It had inscriptions on it that no archaeologist could classify. It resembled a form of proto-writing, older than Egyptian hieroglyphs, yet it was strangely mathematical, almost like a coded system. Photographs of the markings circulated among scholars, but before a team could retrieve the artifact, another storm buried it again. It hasn't been seen since. And then there's the Forbidden Map. In 1513, an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis created a world map using ancient sources that have since disappeared. One section of this map shows the Sahara interior not as a desert, but as a land with rivers, cities, and detailed geological features. And on that map, one symbol stands out, a circular emblem labeled simply the Great City. No records explain its origin. Historians argue whether it represents a real place or just an artistic flourish, yet its position aligns suspiciously close to the modern radar anomalies. Recent satellite scans have only deepened the mystery. Beneath almost 100 meters of sand, there are structures the size of modern stadiums. Their layout suggests a perfectly planned city with wide streets, a central complex, and peripheral districts. The geometry hints at advanced engineering far beyond anything we'd expect from prehistoric cultures in the region. If this is verified, it would completely rewrite African antiquity. But the most unsettling clue comes from the scans themselves. They appear to show that the city wasn't destroyed. It was covered, as if vast dunes were pushed over it deliberately. But by who? Endouille. Some researchers propose a natural explanation: abrupt climate, change that transformed fertile land into desert with shocking speed. As lakes dried up and winds intensified, entire regions could have been engulfed within decades. But climate models alone don't explain the geometric precision of the buried structures or the sense of urgency that's implied by the legends of a sudden disappearance. A more controversial theory suggests that ancient engineers attempted to protect their city from an approaching catastrophe, possibly even a solar event or a cosmic anomaly. Evidence from other ancient sites shows that cultures did react dramatically to astronomical changes. Could this lost civilization have foreseen something modern science has yet to rediscover? Another theory, one that's dismissed by mainstream academia but embraced by independent researchers. Claims the city might be connected to a prehistoric global culture. We're not talking about aliens or fantasy. We're talking about an early human civilization whose traces have been fragmented by time, rising au sang, and shifting landscapes. If that's true, the Sahara's buried city would be one of its last surviving outposts. But perhaps the most haunting possibility is the simplest one: the people left overnight, for reasons completely lost to time. What kind of threat would force an entire population to abandon a thriving metropolis? War, disease, a natural disaster. Was it something spiritual, something scientific, or something they accidentally unleashed? The desert tribes still refuse to speak openly about the region. When researchers ask about the old stories, they lower their voices, they avoid eye contact, or they give evasive answers. One nomad finally said, "The sand hides it because we asked it to." Whether that's a metaphor or a literal belief, no one knows, but the fear behind those words is unmistakable. So, what now? Governments quietly monitor the area. Archaeologists submit proposals that never get approved. Drone footage goes missing. Data gets classified. Officially, there is nothing there. Unofficially, the silence is deafening. And the biggest question remains unanswered: if the forbidden city beneath the Sahara is real, why is the world pretending it doesn't exist? What knowledge lies beneath those dunes? What technology, what culture, what warnings did its builders leave behind? And most importantly, what happened on the night the entire civilization vanished? The desert remembers. The question is, are we ready to uncover what it's hiding? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, be sure to subscribe for more.